I've made friends there. I've grown up there. It's my other country, you know. So I love it over there. I love the vibe as well.
As I was coming up as a kid, I guess the most popular anime in school was Dragon Ball Z, and it was the only one that most people watched.
As I got older, yeah, it wasn't really as cool, you know, as a young man to be talking about anime.
But now the culture's changed.
I feel like I kind of helped in that way.
Just being my authentic self. That's how I felt. I felt like this is not just anime, but whatever. Like, I'm just going to express myself how I want to.
Yeah, even people tell me, like, I started watching Naruto because of you, and, well, thank you.
It's crazy to hear these kind of things, but I'm glad I was able to be my authentic self, and people were able to relate to it and, you know, appreciate it.
I know for a fact I'm the best in the world. I've said this before over and over again until it's just tiring. I've said it before I even go into the UFC.
When you clean out your division, when you clean out all the killers in your division, you got to move up in weight. Beating all the baddest dudes, that's the real challenge, and that's the real goal to me.
I have. During fight week, you have a lot of time.
I'll binge watch some episodes to kind of like put myself in the mood. For that fight, for the Costa fight, I was feeling quite dark. I was feeling quite, because everyone wrote me off from my fight before because they said it was boring and I was a boring fighter. I'm like,
and yeah, the Akatsuki shirt just happened to just, I don't plan these things. They just happen to happen just because.
I don't know, simulation, whatever.
But I just felt like, yeah, I'm on some Dedera shit. Like, you're gonna see my art, you're gonna appreciate it. And oh yeah, they appreciated it, man. They did.
It's not about the belt. It's not about that. It's about legacy. And I'm chasing all the big names in this game. Every one of them. When it's all said and done, they'll be like, man, that guy Izzy, that guy Styles, he's the one. He's the GOAT.
I really want to get into like motion capture for movies or for gaming. So like stuff that Andy Serkis does, you know, he's like the GOAT at that. I saw Cumberbatch, he did it for the Dragon. You see the way they, that kind of stuff excites me. I want to do that kind of stuff, yeah, motion capture. Now, and the good thing about motion capture is I ain't got to be here to do it. I don't have to go to Hollywood. I do it at home, and then they just send it over. And you know, we've got Weta Productions in Wellington, New Zealand, one of the biggest in the world.
My brain wants to move forward because I did it in kickboxing because I was undefeated for so long. So it was always like, all right, cool, what's next? I'll watch the fight maybe once, study it, all right, what's next? But now I have to like chill, relax, look at the tape, look at what you've done, and then soak it in, smell the roses for a little bit, and then move on. Because once I had my first loss, I took winning for granted because it was just a habit. I was always winning, always winning, always winning. So now I have to like, when you win, when you do something amazing, like I did in Atlanta, like I did in Melbourne, just chill, smell the roses, and then move forward. Those who were in here setting up last night or yesterday evening, I came here with my crew and we rehearsed the entrance, and I did it probably about 4 times or 5 times, and I did the whole walkout and I visualized everything, and I did the whole prep point thing, and I stepped in the cage and I cleaned the space, and I did that about 4 or 5 times, and I also did the win, the victory. Like just visualizing it, and I imagined the whole place lit up with people and loud cheerings and boos and people by the side, what they're saying to you, and just practicing it. That's why I said I'm gonna come here ready, because I know they're gonna put me in the deep end. They're gonna put me against the guy. So that's why me and Eugene had the plan, like we gotta be ready for everyone. To be honest, I'm glad it happened the way it happened. I'm glad I didn't rush. And people were like, oh, well, you're not the youngest champ in UFC's history. No, like, I'm glad all this shit happened to me, but I'm happy that I matured. I had my metamorphosis when I was 28, and that's when a shift happened for me.
I said I'm gonna move up in weight. I did it the next year. He said it like since 2013. I still got to do this first and do that. I'm like, bro, this is martial arts. If you're the best, go prove you're the best. This is the game we're in. So, you know, it's not just about size and this and that. I even talked about going to heavyweight. I've done it in boxing. The UFC is different. Look, MMA is different. That's one thing I had to accept from the fight at 205 with Jan, is learning, okay, there's certain things I need to work on.
Amazingly, when I got to the prep point again before the walkout, it just felt even more deja. There's levels to this shit, man. It just felt like, man, I just did this shit yesterday, which I did. So I was so relaxed. You saw me doing the Carlton when he was coming out. That was a nice song. I like that track. I was relaxed, and I could just see he was too tense. But some people like to be that way when they fight. That's cool. I just like to flow. I like to have fun with it.
My last few fights, people think it's, oh, we're just gonna do the game plan beyond it. My bitch, I can piggyback you like my son. Easy. We'll see. Time will tell. I don't need it, but I do want it. I don't need it though. That's the thing. People think I need that for my legacy. Nah.
I mean, a lot of people, this is their goal. They're like, I want to become the UFC champion. They get it done, and then what happens after in their next fight? They lose it. They lose track of what really matters.
It's harder to stay champ than it is to be champ. This is most people's, like, they've clocked the game. And then you see a lot of people just fall off after this. Then they don't have that, because they've done it. They've done what they wanted to do, what they set out to do. I've done one thing that I set out to do, which is become the UFC champion. Now it's about defending that actively, not like fight twice a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people will just expect, it's different. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run my own legacy, not like anyone else or compared to anyone else. I'm gonna run my own legacy and carve my own way.
Thing is the red tapes you got to cross. I'm sure they can get through those. They had that in the UFC, had that in China as well. At one of the shows, I can't remember which one. This is one of the early ones. They were threatening to cut the power after a certain time. So, you know, they had to settle some people to keep the lights on.